guys, let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Alright. Make sure my broadcast. Alright. Start this off with Vincenzo's plate. How to make fresh basil pesto like an Italian. It looks pretty much like the basil pesto that I make. Normally, I do get a little annoyed with this guy about how, I guess, didactic or doctrinal he is to Italian cooking, but at the same point, pesto is something that has, like, what, 5 ingredients? So, yeah, you probably should stick to the recipe.
It's so quick and it's so beautiful to eat. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm showing you how to make the classic pesto, just like an Italian.
Again, that's pretty much the way I make my pesto, so... Or at least that's what it looks like when it comes out. I don't pre-dry my basil leaves just to rehydrate them. But then again, I invested in a growing table and a growing light, so there's that.
Hi and welcome to Vincenzo's Plate, the place where you get to learn how to cook beautiful homemade Italian food. Today we're making the pesto, the king of the green sauces, the classic Genovese version. This recipe comes from the northwest part of Italy, the region of Liguria. The basil over there is just sensational. It's beautiful and sweet. And that's the land of basil. Some of the best basil on the planet is from there. So I recommend you to go and visit the beautiful region. If you know Cinque Terre, that's the region of Liguria. So let's make this recipe together. First thing we need to do is to get scissors and we go to our garden because I'm growing basil in my garden and it's the best thing you can do. It smells beautiful and your pesto will taste much nicer. You can also buy from the shop if it's easier for you, but if you can grow your own basil, trust me, it makes a difference. And what we need to do is we need to cut the basil. Don't get just the leaf. Basil. We want the plant to regrow, so we cut a part of the plant, cut the stalk, cut it so you allow it to grow again. Trust me, once you cut it, within a week, maximum 2 weeks, your basil is back. You can cut more and make more pesto. So that's the reason why I'm not making a big batch. I just make a normal batch of pesto today. Okay, so I just put in cold water. And we quickly want to wash a beautiful basil.
Oh, okay, all right. He wants to wash it from being in the garden, okay.
At this point, I've got basil smell on my hands, smell of the basil in my kitchen. Oh, it's just perfect for the pesto. Best thing to do at this point is to get each single leaf and put it on a...
Well, what was for my lunch was pizza. As for dinner, after I wrap up here tonight, I plan to make meatloaf.
Paper towel so you can remove the water, you can dry up a little bit this basil leaf. The reason why we want to dry it is
I don't know, I wouldn't rinse herbs from my own garden. Again, I live in America, he lives in Italy. So maybe he has different rules
because I don't really want to have any water in my pesto. At the same time, I don't want to have any insects. So this way you check one at a time to make sure there are no insects on your basil.
I've never had that from veggies coming in from the garden. I've never had an insect. And if there was, he never got ground up in the food processor. And 3,
Sometimes even
anytime you get veggies from the supermarket, there's ground up insects on them.
when you buy basil from the shop, you might find some insects. It happened before, especially if your basil is organic. The good thing about pesto is that you can do honestly what you want. You can make a pesto with sun-dried tomatoes, which is beautiful. You can make pesto just with pistachio, which is beautiful. You can make pesto using different type of...
I might give it a rinse over on the thing, but there's no point in washing it. I grew the motherfucker.
nuts. You know, it can be very, very creative. What I'm going to
And by the way, most people don't wash the vegetables and fruits they should really wash.
show you today is the classic version, the most authentic version of basil. But again, you can do what you want in your own kitchen. Now that all our basils are ready to go, what we do is we put kitchen paper on top and we dry it. Don't be too rough. Just make sure we collect as much water as we can, but we don't want to destroy the basil leaves, okay? Here we go. We're done, and now we're ready to make the basil pesto. To make the classic pesto alla genovese, basil pesto, we need simple ingredients. Of course, a good quality basil, hopefully from your garden. We need some Parmigiano Reggiano. You can use as much as you want. I'm gonna be very generous today. I would say about 3 tablespoons. You can use less if you want. 1 garlic clove. Again, this is optional, up to you how much you love your garlic. I recommend you to start with 1, with a small batch. But if you want to add more garlic, you can always add more. About 10 grams of pine nuts. You can have roasted pine nuts, they're very nice roasted, maybe even better than normal pine nuts, but honestly it's up to you. You want to use macadamia, you can use macadamia. Of course it's not Genovese pesto anymore, but any nuts you use, it will actually be so nice for your pesto. You can use almond, you can use pistachio. Feel free to use whatever you want,
You
okay?
can use
Today I'm
peanuts.
showing you the classic version. We have salt and extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil. The first thing that we want to do is to blend the extra virgin olive oil and the garlic. The reason is because this takes a little bit longer, you know, for the garlic to become, to dissolve in the extra virgin olive oil, and the blender will warm up a bit too much. If we are going to add the...
Okay, that's not the way I make my pesto at all. I use the olive oil at the end to create an emulsion. But alright.
basil from the beginning to get it with the other ingredients, what we're gonna do, we're overeating the basil, we actually can destroy the basil and all the beautiful benefits. So let's start a little bit at a time. We need to do 2 steps here. So the first step is to add extra virgin olive oil. I'm putting about...
Alright, now this is the most fucked up blender I've ever seen. And the most fucked up food processor. There's no other blades down this motherfucker. You just have 2 blades at the bottom. That ain't a blender. I don't know what the hell that is. But that ain't a blender.
a generous amount, let's say 3-4 spoons, but you might need more later on, and 1 clove of garlic. And what we do now is we
The closest you'd have is be a food processor. But the vessel is way too big.
blend it. Okay, see what happened here? We basically melted the garlic in the extra virgin olive oil. Now we have the base for our pesto. At this point we want to add the nuts. So here is the pine nuts. I'm putting them in and we keep blending it until the nuts disappear in the oil. See, becoming more dense. We have the pine nuts in there. Now you're gonna say to me, why would they blend the garlic and the pine nuts together? It's just because
Seems like you have a lot of large chunks of pine nuts in there, motherfucker.
I want to do things slowly, a little bit at a time, in order to make the best pesto that we can make, okay? Now it's time for us to add the basil, okay? So we add the basil, put the basil in there. Our base, it's done, which is the most important thing. From now on, we need to keep an eye on the ingredients. We might need to use more extra virgin olive oil, which I'm pretty sure we do. We might need to add more, maybe salt, more cheese. We don't know, you know? So what we do now is we add the 3 tablespoons of Parmigiano Reggiano. We add just a pinch of salt, which you don't have to if you don't want to, and just a...
Yeah, yes, you do. Otherwise, it's gonna taste blander than Gandalf's dick.
Another splash of extra virgin olive oil, about 2 tablespoons. We blend it again, and we see what's gonna happen, okay? Let's blend it for about 30 seconds, no more than that. Okay, as you can see, after 30 seconds, you know, we have this much basil. There is cheese.
It looks about the same color as when I do my fresh basil. I don't know which one of us tastes better.
Cheese stuck on the edges. So what we want to do is we want to use a spoon, if this happens to you, and make sure we have the cheese going inside the pesto.
Okay, that I don't do.
Just in there. Beautiful. And we just mix with your hands, because now we want to taste it. We want to taste to see how it is. Let's see if we need to add anything else. It is important for us to taste. Do we need to add more extra virgin olive oil? We need more garlic? We need more cheese? Maybe we need less. Let's see how it is.
Well,
all I can tell you is that the flavors are very...
The problem with pesto, if you do it right, is your friend is the pasta water, not anything else.
Strong. Oh, beautiful. The pesto is the king of this, you know, this sauce.
Way too big of a bite for a sauce that strong.
Look, to me, it's perfect. There's nothing else to add. It's strong. I can feel it here in my throat right now. It's gonna give you beautiful flavors to my pasta, to my chicken dish, the salmon. I think I'm gonna make ricotta gnocchi, and the recipe is up here, so you can watch my ricotta gnocchi recipe, the easiest gnocchi to make, and serve with the pesto. It's like a 10 minutes dinner, seriously, delicious 10 minutes dinner. Maybe you can add more cheese if you are a cheese lover. I think there's just the right amount of salt. Yes, it's a little bit salty because of the cheese, because I use the salt. You can always reduce your amount of salt if you're not a salt lover, you know? This, to me, is just perfect. Look at that, look at that beautiful.
You can always reduce the amount of salt? I think he misspoke and had to have said increase.
So look how it is. What more do you want? You know, you want this to be thick. I don't want this to be too runny. That's what I'm looking to create, you know?
No, again, because it's got to deal with the wet-ass pasta and the pasta water that we saved. And look, I'm not saying that... Whatever, you can't get an accurate taste of this.
This type of consistency.
When it's at that consistency.
Okay guys, we are in Australia here and basil is in season because it's summertime. But let's say you are in winter season, okay?
Oh my God, why in the hell would you be in Australia at any time? One, they have hate speech laws. Two, they're stupid enough to elect women to lead their country.
Where you live, it's winter time. What do? Well, you can just go to the shop, you can still buy some nice bunch of basil and can still do it yourself, of course.
All right, I'm moving on. Now we're going to move on to the world of OnlyFans and the Battle of the Burgers. This is probably where I'm going to melt down the most, because I guess that's one of my things, burgers.
Today's contestants better not get grilled by this challenge. It's going to be sizzling. Let's find out who's competing.
Hi, I'm Mia Malkova, and I'm most
Okay, so looks like you're a Russian whore.
well known for my adult work and my big booty. I guess I can cook a little bit.
I'm sorry, but you're like 20 pounds overweight, sweetheart.
Breakfast is my favorite meal.
No, I take that back. You're like 30 to 40 pounds overweight.
It's something that I could just eat every day for the rest of my life, and I really look forward to it every morning. I can be very competitive, but coming into this knowing that it's not my strong suit, it's gonna be interesting.
My name's Lexi Luna, and I'm the gentleman's porn star. I am most known for my stepmom roles and being the woman in charge. My relationship with food.
So, you're a femdom for young men. Creepy. Creepy, my dear.
Is I love to eat it. And that's pretty much where it starts and stops. I'm most nervous about not having a recipe to follow because I can follow directions so well, but leave me to my own devices.
So you're actually secretly a sub.
And you definitely need to have a fire extinguisher handy just in case.
So again, you're secretly a sub.
But I am
Like again, 90% to 95% of all women.
so excited to do this.
Guys, today we are cooking burgers. Burgers are
All right, if you cannot get burgers, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is something I would even say, I never cooked before tournament of whatever.
a staple of American cuisine and have a rich history that can be traced back to the 19th century. A great burger has a perfect
No. And the fact that the sleazebag chef couldn't even tell us where the word hamburger came from. Even though the burger today, in its most visceral form from America, has fuck all to do with what it came from, I'm not going to reveal that. God.
medium cook is well seasoned with
This is why I know this show is complete bullshit. This guy is not a chef. This guy is some sleazebag porn star or porn producer. He doesn't know what he might know how to cook, but he ain't nothing in the chef world.
elevated toppings. A well-crafted sauce is what really brings the burger together. A crispy bun. There are different types of burgers, but I'm looking for a perfect seared crust. Chef,
Yes,
are you ready to cook?
I'm ready.
Chef, are you ready to cook?
I'm ready.
With 30 minutes on the clock, let's cook.
Okay.
Burgers.
The only thing I would say to this, the only person I want in a kitchen is this sleaze-ass, fucking sleazy chef referee. I don't give a fuck about the OnlyFans models. I'll kick their ass. He's the only one I want.
I thought I knew what went into a burger, and when it really came down,
And you know what? Let's have Battle Burger. It's what I'm known best for. Me, him, pal, in a cell.
to it, I realized I had no idea. I have never used a meat grinder before.
Grabbing 2 eggs was my mistake because I put both of them in. Maybe one less of these then. And I've always seen Worcestershire sauce used in this, so I'm like, let's put some of that in there. How you doing over there, Mia?
I'm not doing great. How did you get through this so quickly?
You just gotta push it really hard and then get the next part going.
It reminded me of Sweeney Todd. This is gruesome, but I just kept thinking of like little dead bodies going through it.
Again, you're a fucking idiot. This is the stupidest fucking show I've ever seen. I'm not even going to end this. I don't care. My only thing from this is I want to get the sleazy ass porn producer, because Lord knows that's what he fucking is. I want to get this sleazy ass porn producer who claims to be a goddamn chef, and Lord knows I do not claim to be a chef. I want to get his sorry ass on a cooking challenge, and I'll kick his ass at a burger challenge. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Let's listen to another OnlyFans cunt.
Get dinner started.
So garlic, jalapenos, lemon. Oh, so we're making a brine. So wait a second, I got most of the ingredients. I got most of the ingredients.
Started.
All right, garlic, jalapenos, lemon juice, red pepper flakes, jalapeno slices, red base seasoning, looks like, I don't know, Italian seasoning, some cayenne pepper, chipotle powder, stirred up. Now we're gonna shock our turkey legs. Or shock the brine they were put in. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, we got some garlic. Looks like sausage, mirepoix, chicken seasoning. I don't know what the hell that is. Some form of veggie stock, I assume. Your ass is too fat. We need it tight, little, and firm.
Here you go.
I don't know. These days, she is in the kitchen, so I could probably overlook it. But
Hey,
if you want to shake your ass, we need it tight, little, and firm.
hungry? I'm gonna get dinner started.
And how many times do I have to tell you, fake Dagoresh? I'll just keep blocking you. And now, guess what? I'm just going to, before you make another account, I'm just going to do it without cause. I see your name, and unless it's the person that I think it is, I'm just going to block you. All right. All right. This is from Blackstone Griddles. It is the most viewed bacon grilled cheese sandwich.
You've heard me say it a million times. Delicious does not have to be difficult. So in this video, I want to show you my favorite way to do a grilled cheese sandwich. It's basic, it's simple.
All right. Grilled cheese sandwich. Delicious. Give me your best.
We're just going to take care to
Come on,
pay
give me
attention
your
to
best,
a little
boy.
bit of technique here and there, add a few fun flavors. Well, actually, it's just cheese and bacon and bread and butter. Is that 4? That's 4 ingredients, right, CJ?
That's 4.
That's 4. Let's do it. We're gonna start with our bacon. We wanna start this first because we're gonna be cooking our beautiful grilled cheese sandwich in our bacon fat in just a bit. We're gonna cook that nice and well done. We want crispy bacon. While the bacon is cooking, we can get to our cheese. Now, Blackstone Betty will...
All right. All right, I gotta go with he's only making a couple sandwiches.
always tell you, you must shred your own cheese, and I concur when it comes to making a grilled cheese sandwich. So I have my grater right here. We're gonna start with 3 different cheeses, bud. We've got some cheddar, we've got a little bit of Swiss, doesn't have the holes in it, but it is definitely Swiss, and we've got some smoked Gouda. Now I like to use 3 different kinds of cheeses to really kind of build up that cheese flavor because it's a grilled cheese. You gotta have that grilled cheese flavor. So I'm gonna start with my white cheddar.
All right, I have to interject here and say, where the fuck is the American? American deserves places in 2 places. One is cheeseburgers. The other is grilled cheeses. I'm not saying those other cheeses aren't delicious. But come on, you gotta you should have at least shouted some respect to the American.
And give that a nice shred. And this is a really fun thing you can do with grilled cheese sandwiches. You can mix up the cheeses.
Oh, good. Well, nope, I'm just gonna hide you. And go to hell. Well, you know what? You can go to hell too.
You like one cheese better than another, go for it. If you want only one cheese, you can do that too, but you definitely want to get a nice shred. It's going to help us with the melting process later. There we go, that looks good. All right, now I've got, check this out, bud. But we have a lot of...
And again, I would probably do the same thing too. Shred some cheese, but give some American cheese as the base.
different flavor going on. This smoked Gouda is unbelievable. Let me get a little bite there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, let's flip our bacon. Go kind of low and slow on your bacon so it gets extra crispy and nice and even.
I always bake my bacon so it stays nice and soft.
Our bacon is looking fantastic. I'm gonna grab a little bit of paper towel. I want to drain this off a little bit. We don't want all that extra fat. Also, that little bit of extra draining will give us a chance
Why? The bread will soak it up, sweetheart.
for that bacon to get really crispy. Pull all of these over to our paper towel. Perfect. Look at that. Oof. CJ, I almost went into Fraser territory, but that's okay. That's actually what I want. I do want it extra crispy. If it's not, you kind of end up getting that little chewy bit of bacon, which you don't want. So I'm gonna go on a limb here, bud. Take it to the edge of Frasertown.
Place to live.
And you're the mayor.
Yes, I am.
All right, so to build our sandwich, find a good crusty bread. Generally in your grocery store, you'll find in the bakery, they'll have the beautiful loaves that they slice for you. I'm gonna grab a couple of these, and they're much, much bigger than just your average sliced bread. They also have a much nicer shape, which I'm a fan of. But get a good bread with a nice crust on it. Now to build this, it's very, very simple. You guys don't need me to teach you how to make a grilled cheese sandwich. But here I am.
Teaching away.
See? So I'm gonna get equal amounts of both cheeses. That looks pretty good. Now be generous. I feel like part of the place where some people kind of miss the boat on grilled cheese is they don't go cheesy enough. You definitely want ooey gooey.
Where's the butter come in? Where's the butter come in, faggot?
Magic. Let's take our bacon. We'll do 2 pieces here. And let's put some more cheese over the top. This is gonna...
Because if bacon grease is still on there, it's probably already burnt off. Because that bacon is not melting the cheese upon contact. And your cheeses have a very low melting point.
Gonna hold our bacon in place, put our top piece, kind of give it a good little press before we get onto the griddle. I want to take some of this leftover, CJ, getting really close. There's a little bit of leftover bacon. I don't want the leftover bacon, I just want the fat. I'm gonna clean the griddle off just a bit.
That is already burnt to shit! Oh my god. Oh my god. Your bacon fat is smoking. It's burnt to fuck.
Need to bring back some of the fat right back in like that. Now we're gonna add our butter right to the bacon fat and then put our beautiful sandwich right.
You shouldn't need to add butter to bacon fat unless you already burn it off.
Right down into both. Essentially what we're looking for is a buttery...
Well, I either use bacon or butter fat, but not both. Oh, last seat, ban you? Not a problem.
Bacon fat crisp on the outside of
You asked me to do it. Not a problem.
our bread. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense to me.
Perfect sense.
Well, one, it's gonna burn, but two, you're already committed to using bacon fat. You don't need more fat.
This is
Especially not in a grilled cheese, which will come apart if there's too much fat.
the magic.
Like if you were deep frying something, then by all means, add all the fat that you fucking want.
Oh, I hear it.
That's
It's
the
singing.
magic. That is the magic. Let's give it a nice little cut. We can see our handiwork here. And now basically what we're looking for is...
By the way, this is the either most viewed or most relevant baking grilled cheese video.
this gooey, gorgeous inside. That bacon on there.
Yeah, looks like trash. Sucks. Anyway. You know what? I'm going to go cook dinner now. So I guess I started this stream way too late. You know what? I don't really fucking care. It's over. I'm done.
Hi, in this episode.